Publicly saying you believe in free speech, man, you are just, oh my God, how can you say that you believe in hate speech? Wearing a MAGA hat. What happens when somebody goes around wearing a MAGA hat? We've seen the constant and total beratement of those people and physical violence done against those people. We have the Carlos Mazas and all these other, the Maxine Waters of the world that are actually saying, when you see these conservatives, you make a scene and you shout them down and you call them out. Or when you see those MAGA hat wearings, you go up and that's the new KKK symbol. You go out and you punch them, punch a Nazi. The next step, he says, is discrimination. Systematic prejudicial treatment of people based on their membership in a particular communal group in a way that is worse than the treatment given to members of the majority or non-targeted groups. So it says, how familiar does this sound, or how familiar does this sound to what is happening with conservatives or classical liberals who believe in free speech and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights currently, right? So those people are the ones who are being targeted. This places target group members in a position where they are seen as undesirable members of a society. Conservatives, right? Who are undeserving of equal treatment, thus setting them up to be dehumanized though they may not yet genuinely be viewed as non-human or subhuman. In practical terms, discrimination serves to limit the life opportunities of target group members and transforms them into second-class citizens. What do you think? How does that not apply to allegorically to what's happening right now with Silicon Valley and with the mainstream media and with the far left and with these identitarian politicians pushing all of this stuff against, primarily the conservatives or the white privileged males, right? All of those people are turned into this group that is to be shunned, this group that is to be given second-class status. Think about this honestly. Think about how this currently is being done to anyone who thinks conservative, like what conservative college or high school students think, right? They're absolutely shamed and shouted down and yelled at and told that they're bigots and they're racists and they're hateful and they're Nazis, right? Publicly saying you are a conservative, right? You are completely thrown into that second-class citizenship. Publicly saying you believe in free speech, man, you are just, oh my God, how can you say that you believe in hate speech? Wearing a MAGA hat. What happens when somebody goes around wearing a MAGA hat? We've seen the constant and total beratement of those people and physical violence done against those people. We have the Carlos Mazas and all these other, the Maxine Waters of the world that are actually saying, when you see these conservatives, you make a scene and you shout them down and you call them out. Or when you see those MAGA hat wearings, you go up and that's the new KKK symbol. You go out and you punch them, punch a Nazi, punch somebody wearing a MAGA hat, throw a milkshake in their face, so on and so forth. Wearing or displaying the U.S. flag, espousing conservative viewpoints, expressing support for Trump on social media or at the workplace. So you think about that. You think about how the group has been completely the identity of the group. What it says up here, it says, I'm going to read it again. Though they may not yet be generally viewed as non-human or subhuman, in practical terms, discrimination serves to limit life opportunities of target group members and transform them into second-class citizens. We see that happening right now completely and totally with this adpocalypse, with what's going on with censorship. They can try to say that, it's not. Poor conservatives just think they're being so censored. Yeah, we are. But guess what? It doesn't really matter because, it does matter, but it's also working in our favor because more people are realizing you're outing yourself, you social justice, identitarian, far left pieces of turds. You're outing yourself for the complete and total authoritative or authoritarian Nazi fascists, people that you are being right now. You're outing yourself for that. So that one's on you. So anyways, but it's happening. Discrimination may either be official as a result of the formal state policies or unofficial as a result of commonly held attitudes in a given society. So again, think about what happens to those who oppose identity politics or intersectionality ideology and all that entails: the LGBTQ, the feminists, the Sharia law, the hate speech, the hate crimes, immigration, censorship, gun rights. You believe in any of that, and you are a second-class citizens in the societal social world that we now live in. Saying you believe in science and biology, right? That's hate speech. Having a religious convictions in a system of belief, that's hate speech. That's hate life. That's hate ideology. Saying you believe in truth and logic, right? Actually, rational truth and logic. That makes you a bigot and a fascist and a hateful fascist. Standing for the Bill of Rights makes you this right-wing extremist, standing for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He goes on to say here, examples of events that would be tagged as discrimination include preferential hiring practices or the outright denial of an employment. Well, like Trump supporters or a conservative, right? You got to keep that secret in the workplace. You got to be careful who you share that with. You got to feel somebody out, not literally #MeToo compliant. You actually have to feel somebody out before you share with them that you're a conservative, because you are going to just be, that is just like you're a scum. You are a hateful Nazi? I didn't know. Opportunities in some or all categories of work. Restrictions or denial of government services. Well, restriction or denial of social media or online services, right? That's how that could apply to my analogy, my allegorical analogy of how I'm applying these things. Granting rights or access to resources, such as land and water, to some groups at the expense of others. Again, social media, which is a massive part of everyday life and communication today. You are not granted rights to these things if you have wrong think. If you have wrong think, you are not going to have a YouTube channel. You are not going to be you're monetized on your YouTube channel. You are going to be taken off of Twitter. You are going to be shut off of Facebook. What has now become the public square that the vast majority of everyone uses for communicative ideas, right, and sharing ideas and having a platform, that's going to be taken away from you if you have conservative ideas. Limiting access to public education. College campuses are so far left. This is comparable, even if it's not exactly the same. You aren't limited necessarily from going to these colleges if you're conservatives yet. But if you are a conservative and you voice that conservative viewpoint when you're in college, you can get bad grades. It's happened a lot of times. Professors will out you and give you a hard time. Your classmates will shout you down and scream you down and completely and totally ostracize you to where people are scared. College kids are scared. It's starting to change, but for a very long time, scared or not wanting to share the fact that they are, conservatives. So this was in the classification of discrimination. It's interesting how this group that screams so much about tolerance and lack of discrimination seems to have the very least amount of tolerance and the most discrimination.